A race to become the Tesla of delivery trucks and vans. Speaking all about the juiciest stock we know about, Workhorse, my friends. What is happening, investors? It is your boy Jack. I am not a financial advisor. I got the clothing line to prove that fact. And today, we are actually going to be reading through this article that came out from the New York Times. It's not very often on this channel that we just go through one article in particular, but there is a lot of refreshers in this article and also some new juicy information that we were not aware of. So definitely worth reading through this if you are a Workhorse investor. We're going to be speaking about some analysts. We're going to be speaking about some of the competitors. We're going to be speaking about all of the juiciness. And of course, we'll speak about the recent price action and what I believe may well happen going forward, because we have been in this period of consolidation for a long time now, pretty much 2.5 weeks. So right before we get into the video, my friends, right before we read through this juicy breaking article, can I please ask you to hit that juicier like button? It really helps me out. It's completely free. Drop me a comment down below. What are you doing with Workhorse right now? Are you buying money? Are you scooping up them Workhorse shares? Are you holding? Are you trimming? What are you doing? And please, my friend, if you are indeed new around here, hit that juicy red subscribe button. I mean, join the family, my man. What are you waiting for? Also, if you're interested, please hit the first link in the description to sign up for my private Discord group. It's a juicy community. You get all of my buy and sell alerts. You get access to 40 private channels. We speak about Workhorse all day, every day. We're doing technical analysis on them all day, every day. And if you want 4 free stocks on Webull, hit the second link in the description. Sign up to Webull, make an account, deposit $100. It's that simple. 2 of those stocks can be valued up to $3,700, which is a lot of money. I mean, if you get one of those shares, you can get what, over 150 shares of Workhorse for free? That's pretty juicy. But anyway, let's get into this article. This is what I really want to speak about. So it's from the New York Times. The title is juicy. A race to become the Tesla of delivery trucks and vans. It starts off like this. Investors are betting that small companies like Workhorse will help popularize electric commercial vehicles, and Tesla aims to extend its reach. So a business like Workhorse Group, which employs 130 people, it is more than that now, but besides the point, and had sales of less than $1 million in the first 9 months of the year, would not normally attract much attention on Wall Street. But these are not normal times, and that's something that a lot of people need to understand when we're speaking about these electric vehicle companies. Workhorse is aiming to make electric delivery vans. Its stock has risen nearly 7-fold this year, and it's been way higher than that as well. And it is not alone. Several of the competitors started trading on the stock market this year, and I've seen their share prices rocket up. Absolutely rocket up. Think Nikola, think Hyliion, think all of them. So because of the success of Tesla and its electric cars, many investors have become convinced that electric vehicles are no fad, and that a real transition away from internal combustion engines, ICE vehicles, is well underway. And I mean, that's the premise of a lot of our portfolios now. We believe these are literally the future, and there's going to be many winners. For a time, investors poured money almost exclusively into Tesla, but that capital has spread to makers of commercial vehicles like Workhorse in anticipation of large orders from companies including Amazon and UPS, which are delivering more packages every year and have pledged to reduce their greenhouse gas emissions. That's why I really wanted to go through this article. It's a bit of a refresher for everybody, you know. We've been looking at this company for the better part of 5 months now on this channel. You can forget a lot of the stuff that we've spoken about in the past. Now guys, Steve Schrader. Steve, we love you. You already know that, man. You're like the goat on this channel. My favorite person I've ever interviewed, in case this clip gets sent to you. Steve Schrader had this to say. We've had probably 180 one-on-one meetings this year with different funds and investors that want to hear our story. 180. Last year we had 1 analyst covering us. Now we have 6. The phone's ringing all the time. This has been an insane year for this company. 180 one-on-one meetings with funds and investors. Jeez, my friends. And unlike some of its rivals, Workhorse is not a startup. That is a common misconception. They're not a startup, and they have been making a small number of electric trucks for years. Now, they have struggled at times, they've nearly run out of cash at times, but they're not a startup. So interest in the electrification of commercial vehicles is one reason that Wall Street embraced Nikola. We're not going to go into Nikola, I don't really care about it, but yeah. At least a dozen companies trying to make electric vehicles or related technology have gone public in the last year, often by merging with special purpose acquisition companies or SPACs. It's what Lordstown Motors did. It's what Pick's doing right now. Fisker, look at, there's loads of them. Arrival, they're constantly coming out. The reason being, guys, is they're taking advantage. There is an EV boom. These stocks are all shooting up in value. This way they can get their money quicker than a traditional IPO. Now, it just spoke about a few of those companies, and then it says there's no guarantee of success for any of these electric truck makers, okay? Competition will be stiff, including from traditional automakers that have manufacturing expertise and established relationships with big fleet operators. Ford, Mercedes-Benz, General Motors and Fiat Chrysler are all planning to sell electric vans and trucks, and we are all aware of this, especially us EV investors. We know these guys quite well. Not all players are going to make it, but they're super duper hype right now, said Gregory Lewis, an analyst at BTIG Research. There is this generational transition to electric that's going to happen, and there's a potential for explosive growth, so there's a lot of excitement. I want you guys to notice it, that's going to happen. EV, the transition to electric vehicles, is going to happen 100%, whether you like it or not. It is going to happen. Now, this analyst here, he says it himself. Not all players are going to make it. This analyst right here, December 15th, okay, maintains his buy rating on Workhorse and still sets his price target at $26 a share. So he's one of the people who acknowledges, okay, some of these companies are going to do terribly. Some of them are going to go bankrupt. Some of them will go to $0. You're going to lose a lot of money. He doesn't think Workhorse is one of those companies. Now, the United States Postal Service is expected to select one or several manufacturers to supply new vehicles for its aging delivery fleet by the end of March. If this was written a month ago, it would have been by the end of the year. If it was written 9 months ago, it would have been by the end of June. We all know how these guys keep delaying it, but anyway, as of right now, this is the truth. A contract that is expected to run into the billions of dollars. Workhorse is one of the finalists. There's only 3 left. It's not just manufacturers trying to push electric trucks on their customers. You've got companies that want to go electric and need to because of regulations, a lot of which are coming out within the next 3 to 4 years, if not 10-15 years. So there is this pull from the purchasing side, okay? Ryan Pritchard is one of the people who's doing the pulling, okay? This man actually wrote an email to Steve Schrader to say to me. We did that live. His family-owned company, Pritchard Commercial, sells some 30,000 trucks a year. His customers are more willing to consider electric vehicles now than the average American family, he said. And they are buying from Workhorse as opposed to any of the competitors right now. They put in an initial order of a few, then it went to 500. I speculated it would be in the thousands relatively soon, and Ryan essentially said to Steve Schrader, yes, that's the case. Many delivery vans typically travel 100 miles or less in a day, so they don't need large battery packs like a power vehicle for 300 miles before needing a recharge. Electric fleets can recharge at depots overnight. Makes a lot of sense, so the availability of public charging stations is not a concern, and that's why a lot of these guys, Workhorse for example, works with Duke. And fleet owners are willing to pay more for an electric vehicle because they typically look at how much the vehicle has cost to own and operate over 15 to 20 years. That's why at times you can pay a little bit more on a per vehicle basis, but you save money over its life cycle. Because powering vehicles with electricity is less expensive than filling them up with diesel or gasoline. It's that simple. A fleet operator might spend about $300,000 to own and operate a diesel truck over 20 years, but the cost of owning an electric truck may be less than half of that. We know that Workhorse hasn't delivered the most vehicles in the world so far. We know we have orders for over 1,700 vans, and we know we have a 10% stake in Lordstown Motors, and we will receive royalties when it begins producing its trucks in September of next year. They also recently hit a total of 80,000 pre-orders, so yeah, it's looking good. Workhorse's challenge now is to get its own production started. Not necessarily completely started, but you know, really ramp it up. We already know what happened in Q3. The Roni hit. A lot of their people weren't in the office. They missed targets. It is what it is. Mr. Schrader, Steve Schrader, said production has resumed, but because Workhorse hand builds most of its vans at its factory in Union City, it can take days to assemble one truck. The company's goal is to speed up to 5 a day by the end of the first quarter and 10 a day by mid-year. He says, we're making stuff now. From our standpoint, we think we have 2 or 3 year lead time. We just need to take advantage of it. And that is the article. And I think it's pretty awesome. It's a nice refresher for everybody just to see a few of those points that we all know, but they may just leave your head every now and again. But this here is something I thought was incredibly exciting. We've had probably 180 one-on-one meetings this year with different funds and investors that want to hear our story. That's awesome. Now guys, I think Workhorse is due an upwards move. If you guys watch this channel a lot, you know that a lot of the time, I don't really set upwards price targets. More often than not, I set downwards ones. I'm looking for entry points, etc. We're consolidating for 2.5 weeks, essentially. We gapped down. This was when the USPS contract was delayed initially, okay? And of course, people sell off. The swing traders, they know what's going down. They get out straight away. There was a little bit of buying pressure. People were happy with the discount, okay? We consolidated. We made this clear area of support, okay? Right here, right at about 19.20 or so. We're currently trading pre-market at about $21 a share. We just got really good Lordstown Motors, and for whatever reason these two companies can tend to trade in unison to an extent. I am expecting an upwards move. We have a quite clear short-term area of support right at about $23 a share. Honestly, if we get back up to 22, I think the odds of us breaking through 23 are considerable. From there, we have to be looking up to these areas. I know it seems a ways away right now. I'll move myself just so you can see, but it's somewhere between 26 and 28. I think realistically that's where we need to be looking. This one here, there was a gap, there was a bit of price action, and we actually gapped down once we filled it in. So that's a very interesting point to me. I'm looking here on the 4-hour chart, okay? You can see the MACD, it's oversold and it wants to turn bullish. You can see the RSI, we're at about 40. We're a little bit too sold. I think we could be moving up quite soon. But ultimately, guys, what I've been saying about Workhorse for a long time is it is a long-term hold to me. I understand the swing traders have made so much money. Really happy for all you guys. It's just not what I do. If you want to do that, yeah, work away. Why not? But I have zero intentions of selling anything until I at least, and I mean at least, find out about the USPS contract. With that being said, I even think without it, these guys are above $20 a share next year. But with that USPS contract, I think we move up very quickly. A contract of that size, 50 to 75% of it is going to be absolutely immense for this company, and I think it will just push them that little bit further. But anyway, my friends, that was just a quick little video on Workhorse. Really did just want to cover this article because I thought it was a really well put together one. I thought you guys might enjoy it. So if you did enjoy it and you did watch until the end, you, my friend, are a true legend, and could I please ask you to hit that juicy like button? It really would help me out a lot. Drop me a comment down below. How do you feel about Workhorse? And please, my friend, subscribe if you're new around here. All that helps me out. It's Christmas, you know, let's see if we can get 65k subs. We're not too far away. If you do want to join that private Discord group, my friends, that is the first link in the description. Again, you get my buy and sell alerts. You get pretty much daily technical analysis on Workhorse, Lordstown, loads of other stocks. You join a community of over 600 investors. It's an awesome community. And if you just want 4 free stocks, again, 2 of which have added up to $3,700 on Webull, hit the second link in the description, sign up and deposit $100. It's that simple. Anyway, my friends, I hope you all have an absolutely beautiful and absolutely fantastic and absolutely blessed day. I'll see you in another one very soon. Peace.